All right, first cast out here on the end. I got these new little swim baits. I'll tell you what they're called later. I forget the name. Ow, that's a sharp jig hook, brand new jig hook. This one is 3/4 ounce jig head. Neap tides are over for today at least. We actually got a solid push today. I was hoping to beat the kelp coming in. We got some big waves. Tide's starting to come up right now. Let me get this net over here. Hopefully I don't sink down here. We're gonna have to cast around all this kelp here. Swells are getting pretty big. We actually got a current coming in today. See what this swim bait looks decent. It's got some good tail action. I'm recording today. Yo, what's going on, Joseph? Oh shit. I'm recording and going live. Hopefully it saves. First time trying this. Supposedly if I save it to the SD card, it goes live on YouTube in 1080, but apparently it's gonna save it in 5K, which I hope is the case. I hope I'm not messing up my my content by going live, but whatever, you live and you learn. We'll see if it says or if it does what it says. If you're just joining, it's my second cast here. It's low tide, low slack tide about 10 minutes ago. Tide's starting to come in. These swells are pretty big. Look at that. Look at that receding. Man, these are some... Oh, smack myself with that one. See what's going on the end of this pole real quick. Check you guys out in a second here. Let me just get situated. Man, these swells might be a little too big. Why can't I see the stream? Is it even is it playing? What's going on? Oh yep, it is. Andrew, what's good? Didn't make it out today? No, I'm not on the South Jetty Sonics. I'm on the north side, the far side. Kind of wishing I went south today. It's pretty, we actually got currents today. It's actually kind of rough. Hopefully it subsides for a second. Let that sink down to the bottom here. All the way to the bottom. Currents aren't too big yet. The swells are getting big though. All right. Now I'm going to do a slow drag here. Try not to snag. I know there's a good snag right over here, but I'm to the right of it a little bit. There's either a rock or a bite right there. Probably a rock. Rock or a bite right there. Oh no. Oh man, that almost got me, dude. That must have been like a piece of kelp or something. I thought that was a fish. That was wild, dude. Make sure my bait's good. Look at that. It's all messed up now. Fishing with this little pumpkin greenish color swim bait, really light. Paddle tail on the back. Got some good kicking action. I'm going for rockfish, dude. That was my third cast. Hopefully the swells don't get too much bigger. Let's get one to the right. Let's stay out of these snags. The current's gonna take it to the left as it goes. Let that sink down there. Hopefully it doesn't catch any kelp on the way. Man, I thought that was a big bite, dude. Honestly, dropping it right down there doesn't look that bad. Here we go. Slow retrieval back. Let these waves kind of do its thing. Pull in with the wave. Taking that slack line. Fishing with that Okuma medium light action. The Okuma Connoisseur paired with the Piscafun Nautix 3000 size. Man, these waves are getting up here. I'm gonna have to start being careful here in a second. Yeah, I don't like that. Man, pray for me, guys. I need to back up. I think I might have to fish the point or something, because this is pretty wild. I think I'm gonna have to move to the front here in a second. This is too sketch. There's lots of kelp here. Let's go ahead and move to the front. I'm just messing up this little what in that? Get out of there. Yeah, this is I'm too smart to be hanging out here, so let's back up a little bit. Take a break from the ocean, probably do 2 trips. Hopefully someone's not out there. See what's going on at the front right now. Hopefully my camera doesn't get sucked in while I'm gone, my other camera. These rocks are really slippery today. This bird shit is extra wet. Okay. Whoa. Looks like I'm gonna park up here for a little bit. If I stay in that other spot, I'm gonna have to move anyway. We got a big current coming in finally today, so hopefully things are gonna come in, move down here. Let me go get my other camera. Check out my comments. Swells to stay around 3 to 5 feet today. That's good. Hopefully you meant to put stay and not swells are at right now. This is a little too big for my liking. I don't think too much is gonna be hanging out here. Maybe some perch inside the rocks or something. But let's get back down here. Ooh, slippery. Get my other stuff. Another camera, my bucket, my batteries, GoPro stuff. Whew. All right, I think that's everything. Oh man, one of these days I'm gonna eat shit out here. If I eat shit right now, I might drop a $300-something camera. Okay. Let's put this here. This doesn't look too bad up here. Let's get that third person going. Get back at it. A little bigger swim bait. I don't want to throw that curly tail right now. Let's get one all the way out there and let it pull in front here. It's feeling good getting my spool into those dry areas. Let that drop down, get wet. I'll be able to cast it a little further next time. All right, I'm feeling much better now. Current's not too fast, so this is, I'm feeling really good about this right now. The waves aren't too big here anymore. Wish I was out there with these guys on the boats, but what am I gonna do? At least I'm fishing. Feeling really good. I like how there's no current pulling my line, so fish definitely have the leisure of hunkering down right now. Hopefully there's fish sitting around in these rocks. We'll find out here in a second. First time using these little swim baits here. Try to go back and get the ones I normally use. The no live bait needed K-tails, they were all out. The West Marine, I guess, is closing. If you're in my area over there in San Carlos, West Marine, I think in a couple weeks they're gonna be gone. So they didn't have shit. Let that bait sink down. Here we go. We got that South Jetty over there. Worst comes to worst, I do have squid. It's my least favorite kind of fishing to do is with bait, but nothing's biting off the jigs. Oh, and that is a big piece of kelp or something. I usually don't snag right there in that spot. That's crummy. There we go. Hopefully I didn't ruin the hook. Let's see. I never snag right there. I think we're all right. I'm gonna keep throwing that. Let's get one maybe coming in here all the way to the right. We'll wrap this corner. Hopefully there's some fish doing the same. Boop, boop, boop. We'll ride this this front end here around the corner. I know there's a big boulder under the ground right here. Tide's pretty low, so I gotta watch out for that. I might even get down a little bit closer after this cast here. It's a pretty bad angle. see. Just have to watch out for these waves. No. Tuning in right now. This is probably like my 6th, 7th, 8th cast. I start on that side, and honestly, it looks good over there now. The swells don't look as big as when I first got there. About 15 minutes ago, we were coming out of low slack tide. So I think maybe that was just some good initial swells coming in. But they're gonna come back, so I'm not worried about moving. Here they come now. That was some kelp, something. There's some pretty tough conditions to fish in right now. And not too much I can do except for pray. This stuff is probably going to be moving like 1.5 feet every hour based off of what high tide is. A lot of kelp coming in. When I first was walking out here, all that was out there. It got pushed in here pretty quick. Watch out for this kelp here. We'll fish here for a little bit, and then I'm going to switch over to the other side. Man, I want to go out there. Take me with you. That was a horrible cast, but I'll take it. Is that a bite? Is that a bite? Come on. Hopefully this turns on here real quick. Maybe there's something right down here. Keep getting after it. I have to watch that piece of kelp there. Try to work around it. There's my line right there. I'm going right in between these little floating kelp there. Rocks kind of felt like a bite. Get one over there. That looks good. Let that sink down there. I watched a guy tumble head first from the south jetty. Somehow his head ended up between two boulders and his shoulders took the... Damn. Guy was wearing flip-flops. Definitely not wearing flip-flops. I'm wearing some old Timberland non-slips, but they're not really helping. There's so much mildew out here right now, and bird shit, and it's all wet. Yeah, but I almost fell a couple times already. You always got to be careful out here. I'm more worried about my GoPro's falling in the cracks and hurting myself, honestly. There's gonna be some kind of bite somewhere. It's gotta be. This kelp's gonna clear up. I like that buoy out there. I kind of want to get one out near that buoy. In that one video when I was catching tons of black rockfish, I was casting over there next to a buoy that probably had some kind of rockfish trap or something in it. So maybe it was kind of chumming the water or something, who knows. Could just be my imagination. These conditions are kind of rough, but it's not that bad. It's the beginning of tide coming in, so hopefully something turns on here. We get a school of black or blue rockfish or something. And these swim baits are really gentle. All the way out there. Everybody that's tuning in right now, good morning. Coming out of slack tide, about 30-40 minutes into tide going up. Out here on the North Jetty in Half Moon Bay. No bites yet that I know about. I think I just tapped a couple rocks. I think it's going up past 5 foot today. From 0 to 5 feet. So we got a lot of water ahead of us that's gonna come in here. Haven't tried the inside. Look at that swell. This fan casting, it's the name of the game right now, till we get a bite. It's got to be some kind of fish out here. I could set up a high-low rig right now with squid on it, but I'm kind of lazy. I'm hoping I just catch a rockfish off the bat. That'll be the end of the 2-pole game right there. But if this keeps up, I'm gonna have to take a break and build a rig real quick on my other pole. It's not the best pole right here for it. It's pretty light. It's medium heavy action, but it's pretty light to have a couple ounce weight on that. But if we have to, we'll make it happen. I'd rather cast with this pole. Get one straight out this time. Let that sink down. What's up, big guy? What is that, dude? Did something just... Wow, something just ripped me up, dude. Look at that. And I definitely didn't get snagged. Something just chewed the shit out of that. Wow, dude, I totally missed that bite. They fucked that thing up, dude. And I didn't feel a rock, so something definitely munched the end of that and just ripped it. That honestly makes me pretty excited. I'm gonna have to get back in here. You know what, before we do that, let's just go ahead and throw this thing. Who cares? Let's get this line wet a little bit. It's not gonna cast far until this thing gets saturated. Right here I just got the same color, little pumpkin grub on there. Spiral tail, couple inches, not necessarily small, not a little perch grub. It's a little bigger, but this thing will snag rockfish all day long if they're around. Usually I'll throw this for a second just to get the line a little wet, and then I'll re-rig that big one. That's exciting. I honestly, you know, I'm usually pretty cautious when something like that happens. I don't want to get excited, but I didn't feel any snag on that. So I don't know how a rock that I didn't feel a snag on would rip up a bait like that. I'm almost positive something just bit the tail end of that and ripped it. That was a lot of damage to that lure for not feeling anything. I don't know if that's a current setting in. I don't know, some seaweed. This one's gonna drift a little more because of how light it is. So I'm gonna give that a cast to the right a little bit. Let that line get all wet there. It's gonna help out the casting a lot. Taking that drag line, slow pull back. Taking that drag, let it drop down a little bit. Slow pull back. Take the drag, drop it down. Pulling up, then once we get in a little closer, you gotta be mindful of these snags down there. Try to keep it low, but keep it totally off the ground. Use those waves to kind of play with it. Get in front of that shelf here without snagging it. Let's do one more cast with this grub, and then I'll open up my bag and get another swim bait on there. I don't want to miss a bite if that was a school of rockfish. Yeah, get swim bait again. I'm at the very end of the North Jetty. Tide just started going up. Pretty sure something just ripped my bait up. Could have been a little lingcod or something. Who knows? Hopefully we find out. Work this shelf right in front, pop it, the tide's pulling out, pop it around down there. All right, one more cast over where I think I got hit. Get it right here in this little valley there. Oh, current's not gonna let me do that. All right, let's rig up this other thing here. Stop wasting our time with this little bait. Okay. Yeah, let's put this up here on the bird shit. That sounds good, right? Yeah. And I should have one of these things just chilling here. There we are. So here's the bait that I'm using here. First time using this, these baits, they didn't have what I wanted. They were out of everything because, like I said, they're about to close up shop at West Marine. They're about to permanently close. So I got these Z-Mans. Really light. Really light plastics. But once again, look at what happened to this. Casting it out, I didn't feel it get caught or anything, but something straight destroyed this bait. That looks like a tooth. Look how that stretches all the way up. Tooth scrape right there, down to the end, then it pulled the tail off. That's what I think happened. Who knows, but that's what I'm telling everybody. I had the fish of a lifetime. It was a California record, I promise. Let's get this guy on here. Get this hook all the way down there to the tail. The only thing about these baits, they're pretty hard to get all the way up here. Look at that, it doesn't want to get in there, but whatever, that's good enough. These things are so light. As long as this tail is free, that thing's gonna kick hard. Rip it a little bit here. I think that's fine. Shark off a Swimbait out here. I mean, I just want to say, let's say it was a lingcod. Biggest one you ever seen. It jumped out of the water and broke my line. All right. Get back out there, back to the heavier jig head. I think right there is like a 1/8 or 1/16 ounce little jig head on that grub. Now we're back to the 3/4 of an ounce. It's a better weight to match these waves that are busting around here. That looks nice out there, boat trolling around. I'm gonna rip this a little bit, if I may, if it lets me. Whatever, I don't want to ruin it. It's fine. Let that sink down out there. Man, I wish I was out on that boat dropping something down out there. What am I going to wish for after that? Man, I don't even know. I don't even know. A bigger lingcod. I honestly would rather catch a bunch of rockfish than one lingcod. That's why I never throw on these fat baits that people say to use for these lingcod. Waves are getting choppy. Go one straight out again. Sink that bad boy. Yeah, people with smaller baits, they do. I mean, I do at least. I was at Morro Bay, 3-4 ounce weight, 5. Big hammer. Do you think smaller is better? Find larger is easier to get out and control. Larger is fine. I mean, I just would rather have a smaller bait that everything is gonna bite, rather than cast all day long waiting for a big lingcod to bite. They just say that the bigger hammers on there will induce a bite more for lingcod. They'll come out and grab it, I guess. I don't know. I have some, but we'll see. We'll do this for a little bit. If I'm not getting any more bites or anything, I'll just go for the big fish. I'll hook up a bunch of squid, some fat pieces of squid with fat hooks. I've never even caught a leopard shark or anything out here. I know they're out here, but I've never caught a shark out here. Just caught a bunch of, you know, kelp greenlings, rockfish, that kind of stuff whenever I use squid. But I've seen people catch leopards out here, which I don't really care about. If I want to do that, squid over by my house in the bay and catch one of those in no time. One of these days, maybe I'll try to eat one of those things from out here. I heard you gotta prepare those things a certain way. Not really prepare them, but you definitely gotta like cut them or something. They say cut the tails because they piss through their blood or something like that. I don't know if anybody knows about what you're supposed to do to a shark. Something about urinating through the bloodstream, so you have to, I mean, I drain all my fish right away anyway. I don't know if you have to do it a certain kind of way. I've heard something about cutting a tail, something like that, instead of, I don't know. Use Kate squid or anchovy, you'll get leopards and bat rays. Oh man, I let that sink for a while. Hopefully I didn't grab onto a bunch of seaweed or something. Let's see. Feeling good about this retrieve. That thing's down there. Hopefully there's nothing hooked onto my bait. Ooh, a nice little calm. I love it when that happens. Makes me feel like I'm gonna get a bite. Got a nice little lull in the waves. I don't know about these swim baits, dude. They're pretty loosey-goosey. Look at the way that keeps. Oh man, what am I doing, guys? What am I doing? Need a fresh Zen. Need that fresh Zen. Alright, let's get this one. Let's go all the way over here. Pull back with the current. You have to bleed leopard sharks immediately and soak in milk. Later, Eric. Have a good day, brother. What was that? Yeah, milk. I do that with eel because they taste like they eat a lot of kelp. Any kind of fish, it's like it's a trick to get the fishy taste out of them. You soak them in milk. I'll do it for like 10 minutes. Jesus, these waves are yikes. Guess that's what happens when there's a lull in the waves for a second. What's going on? What's going on? Just out here trying to get anything. Throwing swim baits. This live thing, when I go live, I guess I'm gonna have to, when I change my battery, I guess I just gotta cut the live and then come back. Need to figure out a way to fix my battery pack on a chest rig or something and hook it up. Sounds like a lot of wiring everywhere though. Where the fish at? Where they at? Haven't lost any gear yet though. Besides whatever happened to that swim bait, I didn't lose the jig. Let's get one over here. I haven't done one that way. I don't really like it with the tide coming in, but there we go, going into untouched territory on my spool. That's always good. Get that wet. Get a little zen in, lucky zen for the win. Yeah, I'm not very fond of these swim baits. Just hooking itself, and I might throw something on bigger, something bigger on here in a second. Got this other stuff I want to try. Not really a hammer, but it's a bigger bait. No fishing, not catching, no, nothing yet. I had something, I didn't feel anything, but when I pulled it up, something demolished my bait. I'll show you in a second what it did to my swim bait. Pretty sure something grabbed the tail and missed the hook and just ripped it. Yeah, that milk thing though, I do that every time with eel. Because those things, man, they smell like dookie, first of all. And then they taste like seaweed. Let's throw on one of these big things I have here. Let's see. Bring this over here for a second. Yeah, if you're still here, look at these crabs just chilling. Get out of here, crabs. All up under my thing. Look at that. I'll throw you on a hook if you don't get out of here. Yeah, look at what this thing did to my swim bait. Something, and I didn't feel anything. So I don't think it was a rock. I think something grabbed it and just cut it there. Tooth and then pulled it off, because I didn't feel nothing. Let's see, it's down here. Let's go into my bag of tricks here. See what I got. Get a jig head. Leave these out for a second so we can choose what size we want. So I got these big hammers. But I kind of want to try, I'll leave these out. I kind of want to try one of these because this is still kind of small. Maybe I'll throw one of these. I like that color. I mean, I like this color too. I like that red on there. They're like the same size, but I feel like a rockfish will still go for this. If I use the 1 ounce or a 1/2 ounce, maybe I'll go for the 1/2 ounce. I feel like the lighter the better. Get that in there. Hopefully I do this perfectly. Looks good to me. Look at that. Look at that. That thing looks delicious, dude. So let's go ahead. Got my quick snap on. Just gonna go ahead and pop this guy off. Throw this guy on. There we go. Look at that blend. Look at that jig head matches. That color pretty good there. Pretty good. These flies are starting to come out as this precipitation wears off. And let me tell you what, I fucking hate these things, bro. Ugh. I don't want to throw my jacket on, but if these things start coming around, I'm gonna have to. All right, look at that. That's looking pretty good. Yeah, it could have been a cabezone, something with teeth. Jetty fishing is cool. I like, sometimes it's slow. I got skunked out here this time. Hopefully that's not the case today. We'll let that thing fly out there, sink all the way to the bottom. I'm gonna give it some extra line here. But we'll play with this. If nothing hits this, I'll put a, I think I got a pre-made high-low rig inside my bag that I made. I'll attach it to this little pole. Hopefully don't get anything too big on that little thin pole. Ooh, I can feel that. I can feel the tail kicking on there. I like that. I like that. Oh yeah. You can see it on the tip of my rod. Weight's a little bit heavier, this jig head. I'm gonna have to try not to snag it, but of course I want to keep it as low as I can without snagging it. Fishing with something big like this, let's get one all the way out there, bring it back in with the waves. Give that thing all the line it wants. You can have it, baby. Got 40. I know what's going on, guys. Every time I cast it, under the sea starts playing. That'd be nice. That'd be nice if I can just play music, period, without YouTube messing with me. Hopefully what I have is enough to catch a big fish. I think I asked this last time I went live, but I only got 20-pound test on here. 20-pound braid with 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. So if I do catch something big, like a ling, I'm kind of gambling with that kind of gear. But I went out, I purchased a longer net. It's not a gaff, but if I can climb down here maybe and do something. Wonder how these guys are doing out on their boats today. Oh, he's got the pup out with him. Man, I want a boat. Take my dog out on a boat. Alright, if you guys are in here and listening, if my camera dies, I'm just gonna have to switch out my battery and I'll get the live going again. I don't really know how all this works. If you stay in here, if it's just gonna pop back up or what. I'm new to this whole YouTube live thing, but we'll find out. When this one dies, I'm gonna switch out the batteries on this. I'll switch out the batteries on that one. Start charging my other ones. Pretty sure that's the same guy that was messing around there earlier. He's back. If anybody in, oh, watch out, bub. The little gray sea lion I always see out here. How you doing, buddy? If you're around in a little bit, I'll throw you some squid. I'll go ahead, I'll straight drag this one off the bottom. I'll keep it real low this time. £3 leader line. How much is the max you think I can pull? What? £3 leader line? Fishing for it with your leg pole or what? £35, 15-pound fluorocarbon. The 15-pound fluoro is enough on the leader? That sounds sketch. If that's what you use to pull lingcod, then I feel alright with 2020. Got some big chops coming in again. Come on. I'll keep pulling this for a little bit, then I'm gonna switch back to a regular swim bait. Feeling good about that cast. I want a beer already. 8:30 a.m. Actually, it's 9:40. Time's flying. All this fishing is making me thirsty. Oh, some rocks, I think. I don't even care. I'll play around on those rocks, dude. Where the fish at? Tap those rocks. Knock on that front door. Oh no, wrap the barnacle. Get off of that. Hopefully that didn't damage my line. Let's get another one out there. I like feeling rocks. As long as they're not big boulders that I'm gonna snag on. Rocks to me, when I feel that, just feels like I'm in front of the fish. Man, old timer. I get skunked too, just like everybody else. I just don't post it. Now you guys get to see me live, bro. See me get skunked live. Oh, what's up, buddy? Man, I just need that bite. I need anything, a nibble. Something to get me re-energized. Get me all tingly inside, make me happy for a second. Hunger Games style live stream. Come on. What was that? Rocks. Come on out. Come on out. Where they at? Any second here, they're gonna, the school of black rockfish about to mob through. And I'm just gonna slay. Slay, girlfriend. Damn it. Oh hell no, I don't want to lose gear, guys. Come on. Yeah, get this kelp out of here, dude. Come here. Fucking kelp. Clear my path. Come on. Oh no, don't get caught. Oh no, 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 no. It's weak. This thing's gonna fly out at my face, dude. Man, it's right here. Ah, no, come on. How do I do this? Chat, give me some ideas. This jig head, it's like right here. Look at it, it's right there. I could go down there, it's kind of unsafe. All right, get ready to call for me. Everybody get on standby. This is sketch, I'm going. I'm going. Sketch, I don't advise, I do not advise. Oh no, here they come. It's right here. Oh no. My window. Oh shit. Almost got it. It's right here. This isn't gonna get any, it's only gonna get higher. Give me my shit. I'm gonna cut my hand. No! Fucking bitch. It wasn't meant to be. Alright. Messing my hand up doing that there. That's the sea lion, bro. Come on. Jesus, I know. Look at that, man. About to cut my hand open doing that. Yeah, RIP gear. But that's not bad. I don't know, should I hook up? Should I make this is here. It's so easy to just grab and go. That's why I bring 2 poles out here. Oh man, I'll cast this a couple times. Then I guess I might as well rig up some squid or something. Man. Technically, if I can get, I could see my thing there, dude. Should I double down? Should I double down and hook the kelp again and get my shit back? I could technically do that. I can see it floating on that piece of kelp over there. Look at it, it joined with the kelp bed. It's it turned into the kelp boss level. Maybe this tide will come up quick and that kelp will come up here and I can just grab it. Because look, it's right there, dude. Just gotta keep my eyes on it and know it's that piece right there. I don't know, what should I do? Should I keep throwing? Should I re-rig another big swim bait? Should I on a high-low rig? Take your losses and move on. Yeah, look at that piece of kelp is hiding now. All right, let's do one more cast with this little grub, and then I'll re-rig. Should I put on a high-low rig with squid? This pole is really flimsy. That's what I don't like, and I want to keep casting with that. I wonder if a 2-ounce weight out here right now will sit. I don't want to put anything higher than a 2-ounce weight on this pole. Look, made in China. Take that off. Almost got snagged there. China, made in China. High-low rig with chovies. All I got is squid out here. I mean, squid and mussel, I guess. I'm feeling this. It's looking a little more fishy right now. It's feeling more fishy. Waves aren't as big. Let's throw this high-low rig on this pole, and then re-rig my other pole. Okay, let's see. Let's get a new battery in here. Guessing this one on my head is probably gonna die any second. I don't see how it wouldn't. I'm saving a video in 5K and streaming to YouTube. I don't even need to go in there, I don't think. I should have one. Where is it? Did I not throw it in here? God, these fucking flies, man. Oh my God. I hate it. I hate it. Here it is. Where'd it go? I swear I just saw it. What? Oh, it is here. Hey, look at that. Right there. If my camera dies, stay tuned, pop back in. I'm just going to throw in a new battery and restart it. Ow. Ow. Okay. Okay, we'll cut this. Save that rig for later. Fucking bitch. I cut it on the wrong part. Should have kept this swivel. Now I gotta tie tune an extra knot. Excuse my language, by the way, I'm sorry. I just haven't gotten a fish yet. Okay, you wanna see my weird knots that I do with braid? I just do an overhand knot. Overhand knot, this is so it doesn't slide out. And then I do a regular clench knot. That's it. That's all I do. And I spit on it. I gotta get that zen on there, bro. That's it. And that holds pretty good. If you guys didn't know, overhand knot, because I do the overhand knot because if you don't and you put a regular clench knot on braid, it's gonna slide. But if you put that overhand knot, it does not slide, and it holds really well. When these things snag, I can't even get them off. It's almost too well because I don't like to cut my line in the ocean. It's basically littering. So with these ones, a clench knot works fine with the fluorocarbon because it stretches. And I'm just gonna do it because if I do get snagged, I can rip it off and not leave my line all hanging out in the thing. You just wanna make sure you get it wet, lube it up, and make sure that it is very, very tight before you cut that tag line. Pull it down with your finger, just like that. And then that's gonna hold. But if you do that with braid, it'll slide on you. Do not trust that. So there's that. Boom, boom, boom. This is my ghetto rigs slide loop knots here. And I made another side loop and cut off the tag end at the bottom, and that's just for a weight. I don't even use a clamp. So gotta find these weights. I hope I brought them. Yes, I did. Here we go. Right here. For the weight, I just loop it through. And then I loop it around the weight. Oh, messed that one up. Loop it through, stick the weight through the loop, pull it back, and that's that. There you go. Then you got your little high-low rig, a little homemade rig here. Let's put that here for a second. And in my bag here, close this so I don't lose anything. But in the bottom of my bag, I have a cooler with no beer. But I got some squid in here. I was poke pulling earlier and then I decided to just stop because I wanted to get out here. Unfortunately, there's nothing even out here. I should have just stayed and caught some eel because I know I can always get those for sure. I don't think I've ever been skunked in the last decade coming out here and targeting eel. Let's see, I would like a little bigger hooks on here, but whatever, I don't care. Let's just make sure this gets on here. Not even gonna use any string or anything. Let's get that through to there. Just like that. These waves are getting big. Let's get this on here. that to that. Hook's not very exposed there. Let's go through one more time. Not the best at rigging bait, but I think I'll just do that and call it good. Cause getting excited, thought you had some brewskis, man. I wish. Okay, look at how small, look at how flimsy this pole is, man. If I catch something on here, it's gonna be a doozy to keep it from snagging. But let's get one. Let's get it over here out of the way so I can keep throwing lures. Got out there pretty nice. This pole, this pole, man, kind of gives me anxiety to throw this out here with all this weight on it. I don't even know where my bell is. I don't know if I have one with me. I don't think I do, to be honest. Let's see, where should I put this? I'm gonna put this all the way up here. I'm gonna have to constantly watch it. Let's say, just go right here. If anything happens, it'll probably fall over, and that'll be my indicator when I hear my pole fucking almost fall into a crack and get lost forever. Looks like it's holding pretty good. Looks like the tide's not really moving it around. A lot of times if there's fish out here that wants it, you'll see them right off the bat. I'm gonna give it some slack line. And that's definitely pulling my line around. You catch anything when you were out here Monday? Oh, what's that? Waves probably. Yeah, this looks like doesn't look too great, I'm not gonna lie. Looks like I'll probably end up snagging this gear. These waves look like they are just having a field day. Oh, oh. Let's give that a little more slack. Man, now this thing's like wrapping around the barnacle down here. Yikes. Said, I know you'll catch some fish. I don't know, dude. This pole's pretty fucking thin. Where am I gonna put this, dude? I don't like that spot. This pole is so small. Maybe here? What's up, brother? Nothing. Nothing, right? Nothing, dude. I'm throwing jigs, but I'm not getting anything, so I put some bait on. Some squid. You don't catch nothing yet? You were the guy I talked to earlier, right? I usually like right here, but it's the waves are too big, man. You can try, but it's really rough. This looks good here. I have control of the reel here. If I need to reel up, I can do it freely. Just make sure my drag is on good enough that it won't yank my pole out. It'll just take drag. And I'll see if I have a bell. This looks set pretty good here. As long as these waves don't start taking the weight around. I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Could have had the hooks a little higher though on that rig. Waves made the swim bait impossible to use. Yeah, that's why I always have multiple different jig heads, different weights. I'll usually do like a 1/8 ounce if it's really calm, then I'll move to a 1/2 ounce if it's like it is today, and then if it's too rough I'll just use a full ounce. What is that? What is that? Waves or a fish? That could have been a fish. Oh, that's a... Is that a fish? What is that? I think I'm or a rockfish here. Oh my god! Oh my god! Almost slipping. Yeah, I think I got a fish on here. Maybe not. I might have jumped the gun. I think I had something tugging on it. I think I had something. Probably a little kelp greenling. Something. I think it was pulling it around, but I shouldn't have said it. I kind of slipped and then freaked out. Try that again. Pretty sure that was a fish. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that for a second. I almost ate shit. Man, let me see what this battery is at. Let's see if I can see what my GoPro's at that's on my head. I know this thing has to be almost dead. Maybe I can't see it when it's running. See if I have a bell in here. If I did, I would hear it. Pretty sure it's just in my car. Okay. How many people are in here right now? We got 44 people. I'm gonna have to restart this stream and change my battery. I know that's I know this thing has to be dead. So I'll be right back. Stick around. I'm gonna rig this pull up, get a jig head back on here. But I'm gonna do this quick just in case I get a bite here. I'll be right back.